Smart, smart, do. We are the children, the children of God. Come, come, come. We change our world. We have what it takes to do it smart and make it smart. Welcome to our Smart Do.
Welcome our class 7s for today's CRI lesson. I hope you are doing fine. I'm also doing very okay and very eager for today's lesson. Now, we are still going on with our main topic, which is Christian in action in education. We already started earlier on looking at how Christians support education and the education of people in different parts of our country. Now, apart from what we call the formal institutions of learning, whereby you and I have attended school, we have what we call the special needs education. Now, what does special needs mean? In class 6, I remember as we learned that we have people who have special needs, people with special needs. And that is now where our special needs education is going to come from. So let's start with defining what are special needs. What are special needs? Yes, so we say special need people are people who need assistance. They need assistance in doing certain things. Because their bodies do not function properly. Parts of their bodies do not function properly. So these are people with special needs. They need to be assisted. Assisted, as I said, they need assistance for them to achieve certain goals. Now, people with special needs are also called people living with disabilities. They are also called people living with disabilities. So don't call them disabled people. They are referred to as people living with disabilities. Now, we have several categories of people living with disabilities, as we can remind ourselves from our earlier sessions. For example, we have the hearing impaired. We have the hearing impaired. Now these ones are challenged in their hearing. And for them to understand what is going on, they are taught sign language. Another category of people living with disabilities are the ones referred to as the mentally handicapped. Now, what are they taught? They are taught to control emotions. Emotions and feelings, so that they don't find themselves overreacting or doing things that will end up harming others. We also have another category of people living with disabilities, and they are the dumb, and mute. Now these are people who cannot speak. Now what are they taught? They are also taught the sign language, how to use the sign language. and they can communicate with each other and with other people. Another group of people living with disabilities are the blind. Now, the blind, what is their challenge? Yes, the blind have a challenge in using their eyes. Now, these ones, we find that they can either be partially blind or totally blind. And we mentioned the various causes of these disabilities. Now, the blind are taught how to use the braille. The braille. Now, the braille is the use of writing using dots. Writing using dots. So they are taught how to write and read the braille dots in different books that are provided for by these learning institutions. Now, if we can remind ourselves, some of the learning institutions that supports people with special needs. Some of the learning institutions that support people with special needs. Yes, most famous of them on is Thika School. Thika School for the blind. Yes, Thika School for the blind, which is run by the Salvation Army. Which is run by the Salvation Army. Yes, another school. Yes, we have Kamboy School. Kamboy School, which is run by the PCEA. We have the PCEA Church. Any other school that you know of? Yes, we have Kapsabet School for the deaf, run by the AIC Church. We also have Mumia's School, again for the deaf. Yes, Mumia School for the deaf, which is run by the Catholic Church. Therefore, you can see the church really supports these people living with disabilities by building and equipping these schools with teachers, learning material, so that the people living with special needs can learn and live a comfortable life. Now, from the book of John, chapter 9, verses 1 to 3, we read the story of Jesus healing a blind man. Jesus healing a blind man. And Jesus was walking with his disciples when they came across this blind man. And the disciples asked him why this man was blind. The disciples did not understand why was this man really blind. So, as Jesus was walking along, he saw a man who was born blind. His disciples asked him, "Teacher, whose sin caused him to be born blind? Was it his own or his parents' sin?" Jesus answered, "His blindness has nothing to do with his sins or parents' sins. He is blind so that God's power might be seen at work in him." So here Jesus is teaching us that the people who have disabilities or with special needs, it is not their fault. But at times, they have these disabilities so that God's power may be seen in them. Jesus was kind, was caring enough to heal this blind man. And so therefore, that teaches us it is our duty as Christians to take care of these people with special needs so that they can live comfortable lives. And you can see the church has been able to do that by providing schools for them. Therefore, whenever we have the chance, we should be able to support these people with special needs. So once you come across them, give them all the assistance that they need. Have a good time, and I hope that you're going to meet during another lesson. Bye-bye.